All right, we'll record this too for the people that can't make it. All right, I'm gonna just go over that one more time for the recording, just for the people that can't make it. Go into the indicator, go under the inputs. You want to single out one day of the week, just change the color to white, and then all the other days will be cleared out, and you'll just have the one day you're looking at. And style, you can change the border to white as well. It takes away market structure and just highlights those days. Um, but for now, I'm going to be using the market structure. So that's how you change your coloring for each day and single out the specific day you want to look at. All right, so Friday, we finished off with a doji candle. Here's the body, super small. We wicked way down here. We did not get into the fair value gap. That was right down here um, that I was hoping we would dig into. And we had a couple of Fridays, like this is a Friday candle. That was kind of like the mean threshold or the CE of this inverse, this candle body, which is also a which is, oh, I'm sorry, this is a Tuesday. Friday, oh, that's what it was. This like wick was like the same height as this, where is it? As this Friday candle. Nevertheless, we didn't get in there. So looking at Monday, again, how I choose to determine what levels I'm going to plot is one, I'm looking back at market structure. Okay, so we have this massive run up, kind of consolidated, rebalanced, and now we're driving out of this order block and we're continuing to see lower repricing. So when I look at past Mondays and I'm looking at this whole cycle, if we look at this Monday candle, okay, the opening price really has held up every single Monday that comes in contact with it. So this opening price held this Monday up. Monday closed here, but then price immediately went away. This Monday's low tapped it, and then our most recent Monday low tapped this opening price. And so we know in our studies that opening price is sensitive. So then this is my first kind of mapped out target for Monday. And then I'll kind of take you down through the steps that I would look that I'll probably relook at on Sunday. But we're just going to label this. Let's see, we got open, close, low, low. Okay. Monday, opening price plus close plus two lows. Okay. I narrate that on this because as I'm as as we get into Monday and price starts moving, I want to pay special attention to the areas that have this high confluence on for Monday. Because if multiple times Monday's reacting around this price, there's a reason why this area is tagged in that manner. And so I really need to watch price action around it. Kind of moving down, I'm still expecting a bearish order flow. Here's Monday close. We really had, this is all balanced right in here. So, I mean, we could see price come up into here. Um, if I look at like the mean threshold of this and we get one more like order block tap, because this Friday candle was an order block. Okay, that kind of puts us right in the mean threshold of Friday order block too, and it runs the previous highs that haven't been ran. And so maybe we see a run up in here and then a close below below here. Kind of like another just wick day. We'll see. What I would like to see is I would like to see price run up into here. And if we just throw Friday back on, okay, just for structure purposes, that would be a run above Friday's high. And I would love to see continuation lower. Okay. At least the candle body coming down. So maybe we might not get the full pull because this was a huge range. Um, but let's start looking at what lower targets would be. And so if we're looking at a candle running above and then closing deep into this candle, maybe coming short, using some sort of 5-minute order block here to reject and not fully break through, I would go back and I would look at, okay, well, what do we have in price action on Mondays that's right around that area? Okay. So first thing is we have this Monday low that kind of fits right towards the end of that candle. Pretty close to opening price right here. Opening price of this Monday is the exact CE of this Monday wick and the mean threshold of this candle body. So we'll draw a line out. Okay, what's the open? Open is 1814.50. All right, there's the open. Do we have confluence around this price? We're just going to measure stuff, see how closely related these other candles are. Okay, so looking at this opening price, you can see the CE of this wick sits right on top of it. Same thing right here, sits actually in between this CE and the top of this. And then the low of this candle hits the mean threshold of this candle body. Okay, so with multiple uh, pieces of price action on Mondays, using this level to either create uh, a 50% of a balanced price range, basically, on either the wick or a candle body. Sorry, not balanced price range. The wick's going to be like your BPR. The candle body is just like the equilibrium of the range. And then we got a low right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark out this one as well. This has a lot of confluence for me around it. And so we'll go ahead and mark that out. And we'll just go, this is June 10th. $6.10 open price plus CE plus mean threshold plus low. Okay. And I use the horizontals because that way on any time frame it just stays, gives you the tag on the right side of your screen. Okay. So this is a huge range right here. So we're looking at, 500 points basically. Is that 500? Yeah, 325, 814. Yeah, it's about 500 points. So now what I can do is I can start using other areas in between for like just possible areas where price might react. We have opening price right here. And so obviously the day never trends in one direction. We typically get pivots throughout the day. We get ranges created through Asia, overnight, London, New York, and we have your, however the candle is going to open high, low, close, open low, high, close. So I'll kind of start looking for other areas of confluence where we might see price want to pivot from just to see if it's reacting from those areas. and it'll give me levels along the way to see is price action trending towards one side or the other, where maybe these levels were used as support and now they're becoming resistance, um, just to kind of help see how price is like ping ponging along. So um, usually for those, I will typically tend to wait until Asia has formed. So I might take like, here's an opening price, and I'll just start throwing some of these in because I like opening price. I think it's used pretty frequently. September 3rd. Okay, we got a high that's pretty similar to that. Um, these lows are kind of the same thing, right in this area. So this is almost like this whole area is kind of like a confluence area. So this low is basically, and this low almost comes to the CE of this wick. They're like right around the same area. Um, so let's just go ahead and mark that as well. And we'll take this low and we'll go to the CE of that wick right here. And that pretty much captures everything, this level. This is August 19th. Low plus CE. All right. And pretty much this is all I need right now for um, Monday, because I'm going to wait and I'm going to see how the new week opening gap, how that happens. Is it a big gap? What are we doing? How does price react around some of these levels already? And what are we looking at? So then I'm just going to go over here and we will take this Monday, and that's going to be, let's see, 8th, 9th, 10th, March 10th. Points of interest. Okay. And so then I would come over here and I would label these. And I would save them in here. Boom. Put them in the folder. What do we got? Two closed. Boom. Okay. Sorry, a little tedious, but this is how I organize everything. So I can save it and then view it on and off if I want to look at other price structure. Okay. Okay, so everything's in Monday's folder. Okay, so we can lock that. Okay, those are in place, and we can toggle them on and off. So then what I would do is I would come back here to the 4-hour, and I would just see, is there any confluence on the 4-hour chart of any of these initial areas? And so we have kind of the 4-hour candle bodies holding like this consolidated area. And so this is a range of candle bodies. And so if we want to see lower pricing, then we would want to see a buy side purge and then continuation lower. I have, this is a 5 a.m. close, and then we have a 9 a.m. open. So we have a close and an open right at this level for Monday, which is right here, that previous low, and with the opening prices. And so I would want to see possibly um, either the 5 p.m. or the 9 p.m. candle come up in here and reject this. If we don't, if we kind of get like a 5 p.m. comes down again, and then 9 p.m. comes up, and then we get a 1 a.m. candle run this high. We do have a 1 o'clock low that sits right here, so that would be also confluence. So any of the overnight candles, I would want to see some sort of rejection from this area. That will be the confluence of any of those 4-hour overnight candles into this Monday price range, and then I would want to see rejection. Huge wick for the 9 a.m. candle. Again, we have some levels that we've inserted right here. And so I'm just kind of building a thesis. If we get lower pricing and then higher, then I'd like to see maybe the run of this with London, where we kind of trade up and then London creates the low and then we reprice higher. Here's a 9 a.m. candle. And so if we're going to reprice up into this mean threshold where the order block sits, that would kind of give confluence to that, like a little bit of a bullish retracement, where now we have a point of interest with the 9 a.m. candle. So that includes you have your New York open, and you have kind of that area of confluence right there. I then go down to the 5-minute chart, and then I start looking at what does structure look like on the 5-minute. And we kind of got these equal highs ran already, but this wick right here is a down close candle with a long wick, which kind of says like, hey, I need to get ran. Moving over here, 5-minute structure way back over here. If we take a look at this price leg, okay, 50% of this range kind of hits right here, and then we have a wickless candle right there. Pretty sure that's wickless. Sometimes you got to zoom in because they get you with a small. Yeah. Okay, so that's something that you can mark if you want. Um, I just mentally note that, hey, there's a wickless candle right above here. Um, and it's at the 50% of this range. And so I just want to check, did we get a 50% tap yet? No, we haven't. So this, even though this took out the equal highs, this did not come up and at least hit the premium of this range. We've been kind of holding in the discount area and manipulated lower, then came back up. So that's where I start looking at what kind of 5-minute structure is around these areas of confluence, so that there's some sort of like lower time frame structure to make these determinations at, while using all the higher time frame structure. So really, I'm not going to do anything else for Monday. Like I said, I like to see how it opens, whether we gap up, gap down, open up pretty close to where we closed on Friday. I want to see what the Asia range sets. Does it show sensitivity where we tap this a few times and start rejecting, and we're failing to like really break through. Um, and then probably see what London does as well. Um, and so that's how I go about it. And then it's just patience. So this kind of allows me to wait for key levels for price to react around them, and I'm not um, I'm not having to hurry into trades or anything like that. And so if I take off Monday, let's just go here and just as an example, we'll hide this. We got Friday levels. Okay. Um, okay, this was. Dun, dun, boom. All right. So just looking back at Friday levels, um, I had this area drawn out, and the reason why I had this drawn out, if we just go back and we have Friday on already, so I can leave it up. Uh, opening price, opening price, closing price, a low. So we had two opening prices, a close and a low, all in this area. Um, and even if you extend it back, you also have another low way back here. So there's multiple points of interest that fall right in this area for Fridays. Fridays reactive around this area. And it's almost just like Monday. Here you have this down leg and then price is being held up every time Friday touches it pretty much. And so when we look at today's price action around it, here's your news candle, wicks up into that sensitive area, comes down. We get the 50% retracement into this wick. Boom, candle bodies hold, the huge sell-off. Um, this one I didn't have marked during the day, and I was telling people that were in here, it's just part of what this is like not every day is going to be extremely clear. And so I like to go look after the fact. And this wick, that's where price came down to, right to the CE. I was kind of hoping for more of like this daily order block because it had a couple of equal highs sitting right there, and some other confluence around it. Like the opening price was kind of right there. Another opening price was right there. So this had a lot of draw to me, but we didn't get it. And this wick was where price went down to. So um, price is still not diving through these areas, which is okay. But I mean, you can't really argue that previous Friday wick that price comes down and taps that perfectly, and then that starts the buy model. Um, and you can see kind of the reaction around previous Friday opening price. The first reaction, put an order block right there. We expand back up, but it's just for a retracement. Drive through. Second time around, it puts an order block, drives through, retest, candle bodies hold, and then we're off to hunt the data highs. Okay, and then still this area held price during the day. So we didn't have a massive blast off through there, kind of ran the highs and was held, and then ended up hitting this whole area, ended up hitting the CE of that area. So um, that's kind of a quick review on Friday and how I like to look at these levels. Again, a lot of this stuff, like, yeah, there's times where it holds nicely, kind of like this, and it's using it. NFP though gets really wild, and so you have a lot of deeper retracements and a lot of days I notice where it's like you have these big wick days, like last Tuesday as well. Um, it becomes just a little bit more difficult, which is okay. It just means be cautious and have good risk management. But that's how I charted Friday. That's how I look at for Monday, and kind of that's the steps that I go through. Anyone have any questions before I jam? Yeah, you're welcome. Let's see, lock, boom.
Yeah, nice breakdown, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. If there's no other questions, I'm gonna get going. We'll let everyone enjoy their weekend and have a great weekend, everybody. See you next week.
You too, bro. Thanks.
All right. Later, everyone.